Hello everyone and welcome. This is Metal Gear Solid 5 The Phantom Pain, episode 26, Hunting Down, and this is my S rank walkthrough. I'll let you guess what we're going to do. Really, just guess. Just guess what are we going to do, guys? Yeah, you guessed it. We're gonna rescue prisoners. We're gonna rescue some more prisoners, guys. I mean, I don't have really. This is not my fault, guys. Like that's the main mission. I don't want to say rescue prisoners because we have to eliminate the human trafficker, right? That's the main mission. But as I stated before, what you want to do in this game is to get people extracted. That's what you want to do, because you're building your mother base, you're building the base of your base of operations, and you don't want to go around the game killing people, right? So, besides, this is a non-lethal playthrough. I've killed some people in some chapter, but mostly it's a non-lethal playthrough. And basically what I end up doing almost every time is extracting prisoners. I call them prisoners because they are my prisoners, not prisoners of the enemy. I mean, what Big Boss is doing in this game, and what Big Boss did in Peace Walker, is essentially, I mean, every enemy soldier that you quote-unquote rescue is actually you take him prisoner, and you kind of wash his mind and tell him that if he doesn't work for you, he's probably dead or something like that. It's not stated in the game what happens when a prisoner says no, and that's really interesting. But every soldier that you extract, that means you kidnap, it's basically going to your mother base and it's going to work for you. So when I say we are rescuing prisoners, it's like a sort of sarcasm, guys. It's like we are not really rescuing anyone. I think we're going to rescue a real prisoner in this mission, and that's a side objective. But we have to eliminate someone, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to extract him with the Fulton. So D-Dog is actually, and why did I mention that? Because Big Boss was already doing that in Peace Walker, Fulton in people, Fulton in enemies. And when Big Boss is already doing that in Peace Walker and continues to do so here, he's already a villain, guys. He's already a villain. So that was my whole point when I did the What's Wrong With, and I'm not going to explore it again. So we're going to track these two guys. We're going to extract that prisoner. That's an actual prisoner that's inside the tent. You can tell he's a prisoner because he's in the floor. And these are side missions, probably. Not side missions, that like optional missions. And watch the dog kick that bucket away. The dog doesn't really do noises, but once I was doing a mission. This was really funny. I was doing a mission like infiltrating a base, and he actually bumped into the soldier that was close to me. So what happened is that he kinda made the soldier turn around, because when he bumps, the soldier kinda turns around and tells him to go away, to tell the dog to go away. But I was behind the soldier, so when he came out, my D-Dog came out running and bumped the soldier, he went straight to me, I mean D-Dog. So the soldier turned and saw me, and the mission ended because I raised an alarm and I got killed. So I couldn't be mad at that point. It was really funny. it happened one time, so I can't really complain. I can't really say like D-Dog is like it's going to make you be seen by enemies. I can't really say that, and I don't say that in my What's Wrong With kind of review, because he doesn't. That was just something really happy, something really funny that happened, and I wasn't recording that. I wish I were, because that would have been a video for sure. But yeah, we just rescued two real prisoners, and now we're gonna get the coronel, I guess, the one that we have to kill.
The map has been updated.
Okay. Subject is
I'm being a lot of see, I'm just doing a lot of actual attacking at this mission. I'm not being passive, because if I'm just infiltrating and not letting anyone see me in all the missions, this is going to get really boring. So in some missions you're going to see me actually doing stuff like this, like I do in a normal mission when I play without recording. And in some other missions I'm going to actually infiltrate without leaving traces, like I getting the no traces bonus. And I'm going to do that in two really hard missions. I think they are the two hardest missions. I'm going to do them both no traces. And I'm talking about mission 30, that is called School Phase. That is a really long infiltration through a really difficult base of operations. That's basically where School Phase is. And the other one is mission 48, because it's called Code Talker, but it's the mission 48 because it's the stream version of the mission 48. It's the version that if we get seen once, I think. No, extreme is when we get hit like 2 or 3 times, we die. So almost get seen there. This is all mostly improvisation, so you can see how I play, kind of. Yeah, see, when the game starts to give you soldiers with helmets, it's really difficult, because you hit the helmet, and even if you play with quiet, with a silenced rifle, she's gonna hit the helmet, because she always aims at the head, so she's gonna get seen when she shots, and that doesn't really bother you, but it makes her. When the enemies start using helmet, it makes the game rather annoying when you use quiet, because she's always going to hit the helmet with the trunk rifle, and she's not gonna help you. That's the reality. She's not, at that time she's not gonna help you anymore. So what you can do to actually stop this from happening is to do a deploy mission from your mother base, and see if you can get a mission that is usually random, that is attacking a storage shelter, which leaves the enemies without helmets to protect his head. So if you can do that mission, always do that mission, because when that mission finishes, the next mission that you do, the enemies are not gonna have helmets. So always try to do that. Know that I'm not doing that actually. I'm leaving the game alone. I'm not doing that missions on purpose. So the game kinda evolves around what I do, and always give me a challenge. Because if you don't do those missions, the game will give you a challenge. The game will actually give you mines. See that mine over there? To my right? So you can actually do a lot of different things with the game, like missions to take off the mines, to take off the riot armor. That's really important. I'm going to ask for a ammunition drop because I used the rifle too much.
Supplies
and
requested.
yeah, you want to do that if the game gets too hard, if the game starts giving you enemies with full riot shields and armor, and the trunk rifle is just not useful anymore at that point. But I'm not going to do that. I'm going to leave the game to decide for me. And because I generally do missions differently, I'm not doing them all by infiltrating. The game is changing, it's always evolving, so at this point, even though I already finished recording, guys, I think I said that already in another video, in a previous video, you're going to see that my game evolves around what I do and what I don't. And because of that, because some missions I do it like this, like really attack enemies, and some other missions I infiltrate completely without being seen, the game constantly evolves around that. So that's always fun. That's always fun to watch. Like, I'm going for 100% in this game. You're probably not gonna see it in this playthrough, but personally, I'm going for 100%. And the end game of this game, when you already finished the last mission and you keep on playing, it's really interesting. The game is constantly changing the difficulty. So trying your hardest to make the missions with the bonus of no traces. That means that you left nothing in the battlefield, in the mission area, that can relate to yourself. That even goes to the magazines that you can drop. You see that magazines that you can throw? Not in the video, I'm just saying. The magazines that you can throw to distract enemies, that's going to count as something that you left behind. So you have to go through a mission without even throwing a magazine, because if you ever wonder why the game doesn't give you the no traces bonus and you actually didn't shoot anyone, it's because somewhere in the mission you threw a magazine to distract some enemy soldier, and that alone, that single fucking thing, is going to take away the no traces bonus. So that really, I discovered that by myself, guys. I didn't read anything when I played this game. Everything that I said, I've discovered by myself, and that's one of the things I discovered. So some things are really interesting. I'm sorry that this game got such a bad story, because it has such a great gameplay. It is the best stealth gameplay that I play. I mean, it might not be hardcore, and I might enjoy the hardest missions with the missions with the modifiers. And yes, I would have liked a harder difficulty that you can select from the beginning. But even so, the gameplay is fucking top notch. It is top notch. I just would have wished that this game would have been more linear and more story based, and not so much about extracting. I mean, it's so stupid about the helicopter, like having to waste this time like extracting someone every single fucking mission, and the presentation is always the same. You arriving in the chopper. Why we can't just spawn where we want? There are some decisions here that I just don't understand. So anyways, this was mission 26, guys, and this is another S rank. So we'll see each other in 27. Thank you for watching, and take care.
Extraction arrived at Mother Base.
Mission complete, and how? They're gonna tell stories about this one, boss.